There's the glass cannon. No, you're just a cannon.
Welcome back to D&D Beyond, and I am very excited to get into one of the new player options coming to us with Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants out everywhere very soon. We can begin to become Path of the Giant Barbarians. Gabe, why is this exciting?
I'm so pumped. I love the idea of becoming just this massive figure, and I can finally do it in game without needing a spell for it.
It's just your whole deal. It's
Yeah.
just a thing you do.
Yeah.
If you are this particular kind of barbarian, what you might be playing in a rapidly approaching live game at Gen Con in Indiana, would you please tell me, what is the Path of the Giant Barbarian?
Path of the Giant Barbarian. Barbarians who walk the path of the giant draw strength from the same primal forces as giants. As they rage, these barbarians surge with elemental power and grow in size, taking on forms that evoke the glory of giants. Some barbarians look like oversized versions of themselves, perhaps with a hint of elemental energy flaring in their eyes and around their weapons. Others transform more dramatically, taking on the appearance of an actual giant or a form similar to an elemental wreathed in fire, frost, or lightning. I am so excited about this.
It's so cool. It's so full of flavor. It's so full of fun. Let's get right into it. Giant's Power is the third level Path of the Giant feature. When you choose this path, you learn to speak, read, and write Giant or one other language of your choice. If you already know Giant, you get a cantrip of your choice between Druidcraft or Thaumaturgy, for which Wisdom is your spellcasting ability. But also at third, we get something called Giant's Havoc. Gabe, what can we do with Giant's Havoc?
Okay, so your rages pull strength from the primal might of giants, transforming you into a hulking force of destruction. While raging, you get the following benefits. And this is you get crushing throw. So when you make a successful range attack with a thrown weapon using strength, you can add your rage damage bonus to the attack's damage roll, which is something I have wanted for so long. I want, like, because even at low levels, that extra +2 damage makes a difference, and it can change everything. And then giant stature, your reach increases by 5 feet, and if you're smaller than large, you become large along with anything you're wearing. If there isn't enough room for you to increase your size doesn't change. But this means that gnomes and halflings can become large by raging. Oh my gosh.
Bigbies become large.
Yes. Like there's oh my gosh, there's just so many interesting implications of what that could be.
Okay, and if you keep going, so at 6th level, we're going to get Elemental Cleaver, which is where the bond with the elemental might of giants grows. You learn to infuse weapons with primordial energy. You're going to throw some elemental elements with your thrown weapons, and they're going to come back to you? Hold the phone. Gabe, what are we going to do with Elemental Cleaver?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to turn every throwing weapon I have into a lightning bolt and then just call it back. Like that frying pan, lightning bolt. That dagger, lightning bolt. That dead squirrel, lightning bolt. I just
messed up, but I can't stop you. So if you are taking this weapon and infusing it with these new damage types and bringing it back to your hand, does that combo with anything else?
Oh my gosh. Well, with Giant Havoc right alone, because with Giant Havoc, when you make a successful ranged attack, you now get to add your rage damage bonus to that. So it means, okay, rage damage bonus, throw, hit thing, elemental cleaver, it adds that elemental effect to it and extra damage. The fact that you get rage bonus, ranged, and the ranged weapon comes back, it means that barbarians with this path of the giant have a significantly greater use in ranged combat. There was a lot of focus on because barbarian has to be up close and personal to really deal that damage, to really be a danger. That doesn't have to be the case anymore. And there's benefits to it.
Which is only going to continue when we get to Mighty Impel at 10th level. Your connection to giant strength allows you to hurl both allies and enemies on the battlefield. You can fling people at each other into the air. In some cases, if they don't want you to, you just get to do that. And of course, at Demiurgic Colossus, coming in at 14th level, you are going to get even bigger with even more extra elemental cleaver damage. So you're big, you hit real hard, you fling people around like any dissatisfied giant of myth and story. Your power is mighty. Gabe, what are some fun things we could build with these various Path of the Giant Barbarian features?
Oh my gosh. Well, number one, if there's lava nearby, you can now suplex people into lava. If you are, or there's always that notion of like if you throw a creature into the air, this giant could literally alley-oop, grab them, and throw them back right into the ground. You could throw them back into Entangle. You could throw them back into a Moonbeam. This isn't just like damage. This giant can now be crowd control. And if there are your party trying to get out of a dungeon and go out, since the giant can become like this massive figure, like the Path of Giant Barbarian can become this massive figure, you can block doorways. You can block hallways if your companions need to get away. Now, that could be very tragically sad if like you're blocking the doorway and that's how your party gets away safely. And then, but it could also be great because you also can tank that damage. Like this gives the barbarian a way to be a guardian protector to me in a lot of ways.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Okay, so what are some other player options that we might want? Like, what are some concepts that come to mind for building our barbarian?
Oh my gosh. The sharpshooter feat. Absolutely. Because that like extending the distance, basically taking that -5, but for that +10, you add that with the rage bonus, with like that primordial energy, you're going to be a problem. Now, you're also going to be a solution, but maybe not the solution the DM is expecting. You will literally like there's the glass cannon. No, you're just a cannon.
The cannon is made out of cannon.
Yes. Yeah, like I'm so excited for the more ranged focused barbarian types that come out of this. And like even going back to like the beginning of the giant's power, I like that there is a cantrip they still get. Druidcraft or thaumaturgy, that's fun. That's still it embraces the fact that there is a magic innately to giants and you're embracing that. It's not just about being strong, it's not just about being big. There is a like arcane natural aspect to it that also becomes a part of who you are. And there's like the implication that if you were casting a spell and you needed to speak, it's potentially in giant. Also, Amy, I will say something else that's horrible is I love the idea of a druid barbarian multiclass who wild shapes into a squirrel and then rages with giant stature because then they would still become large.
That's so freaking cool. Okay, so let's say we're building something right now. What kind of barbarian do we want to make?
Ooh, I'm making Dwarf Zeus. Easy. What is
Dwarf Zeus?
Okay, so Dwarf Zeus, dwarven Path of the Giant Barbarian. Maybe he has a bunch of javelins. Like they're javelins that he made from home. He learned from a giant that this is the way that you can do this. So he has these javelins, pulls the javelin out, turns it into a lightning bolt, and just is chucking them. It comes back to his hand, chucking them, comes back to his hand. And this figure might have been like small, stout, kind of bulky, but then they become large, then they become greater than large as they get bigger. Like no one will ever dub Dwarf Zeus again. And even if it's not just Zeus, the fact that you can pick the element also makes it that much cooler because then you get to go past like the DR. Like some creatures have damage resistance to certain things. This gives you an opportunity. Okay, well, if you're fighting against a fire giant, you don't want to be throwing fire javelins, but you can throw lightning. If you're fighting against a storm giant, maybe you don't want to throw lightning javelins, but you do want to throw like ice javelins or fire javelins. It also gives barbarians a whole lot of elemental control that I feel like they haven't had in the same way either. And that alone is just awesome.
While raging and holding the infused weapon, you can use a bonus action to change the infused weapon's current damage type to another one from the options above. I love that. Changing it up and evaluating the battlefield. I love to just like blunder forward as a barbarian, frankly, personally. But it's also, it's nice to have some little tactical options there to deploy.
What about you, Amy? What would you do?
Well, you made like a really cool, serious, flavorful one, and I gotta admit that I was like, you know what? I want to be an owlin, death from above. I would fly in like feathers, 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 elemental power, giant, large, size, but like plummet into like a sort of 3-point with a wing kind of landing, for my enlarged owlin, and then just get to flinging people around. I really enjoy the owlins from Strixhaven Curriculum of Chaos, but this would work with any flying race, just to make the better entrance.
That would
Little
be
sparks of elemental power flying off you. Come on.
That's horrifying. This massive like owlin just landing and just like, no, I'd be gone.
I'm down and then I'm flinging you up and then who knows where we go from there.
Oh my gosh, if you can fly, you could continue flinging them upwards, Amy.
Just
That's
the whole party
so
like
up.
playing terrible keep away with.
That's so oh yeah, I like it though, but that's so messed up.
We don't even have like there's so much more. There's so many cool possibilities we can make with the Path of the Giant Barbarian. When Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants gets here, Gabe, is there anything else that came to mind?
I'm just so excited for the combinations. Like even with the ability to throw your companions, this makes this barbarian super helpful for rogues. If the rogue wants advantage, if they want to take their cunning action to steady aim, where they would lose their movement speed, the giant may be able to throw the rogue into melee distance where it needs to be. It's like, okay, you're not going to be able to move. I got you. And then you just toss them to where they need to be. They don't have to move at all. They can get that advantage. They can get that sneak attack. Like it helps you control the battlefield.
That's incredible. Just being like, over there, we got this. Plonk, shoot, win.
It's so cool.
That's the official term. You have given me so much inspiration already to start rolling up my own Path of the Giant Barbarian. Thank you so much, Gabe.
My pleasure. I'm excited.
And if I need more great bad ideas for my barbarian, either for a live game or something else, where can people find you?
You can find me, Gabe Hicks, at Gabe James Games, pretty much across the internet. And Amy, you're right. They are the best bad ideas that I can come up with, and they will never end.
Heck yes. Tune in to our live game to see what all of our incredible players are bringing to the table using some fun options from Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants, which is in early access right now and coming everywhere August 15th.